this afternoon. Obviously, just gone live not that long ago. So as I always say, any news, I will bring it to you. And the breaking news at the moment is that, and this is according to Fabrizio Romano, and this is, I'm going to try to hold this straight. According to Fabrizio Romano, Onana has been offered an escape route out the club via uh, it's I hope I say this right, Trabzonspor, in the Turkish League. So I'd love to know what we all think about that. So the breaking news at the moment now, I know probably people are all going to watch the England game, the mighty England game against Andorra today. So Trabzonspor, I hope I pronounced that correctly. I know who they are in the Turkish League. So they've offered Onana a escape route out of the club on loan this season. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano. So as I will always say, I will get into the chat with your super chats. Get in there with your normal chats. I tend to read both of those out. So what I'll always say is, if you come on here, obviously feel free to put in your chats. Just be respectful to the chat. As I say, I'm not a dictator of this chat. My opinion isn't the end of the conversation. It's just an opinion, the same as yours, and I will always pass that opinion on to who, just because I'm on the channel, and you just hear my opinion. Doesn't mean that it can't be changed. Doesn't mean that you guys can't have your opinion. So feel free to get in there, bring in your chats, and let me know what's going on with you guys today. Four keepers. We have Tom Heaton, have Andre Onana, Binder, I can't remember his first name, and we have Senny Lemens as well now. So we've got four keepers. Four doesn't go into three. We'll have to keep the keepers on the books now. Tom Heaton, I think, is a bit of a goalkeeper coach as well. Binder, I think for me, Binder's probably been the best of a bad bunch. Trying to come out for a cross, Binder is awful. So Onana seems to be the odd man out. Now, one of the things we need to remember about Andre Onana coming back to the club injured. So there's a story, and as I'll say, I'm not the greatest fan of Party at My Place Tonight. Let's go. Chief Herb, legend of the chat, as always. So one of the things that I'll be fair to Onana, and if you have just joined or you're going to join, so Trabzonspor has put in an offer for Onana on loan. This is from Fabrizio. It's now up to the player. It's the player now is going to decide if he wants to go on loan. The Turkish League has been open now is open now for at least, I think, another week or two. So Onana could be going on loan. No details have come out about the deal yet, but this is from Fabrizio. This is music to my ears. Feels like getting married again. I think it's good news. Now, I think let's go back to Onana and go back to sort of beginning of the Onana saga, if you like. So Onana came in, big price tag on the back of a good season with Inter. Inter got to the final that season, and Onana was part of that. So seemingly like a pass out from the back, ball playing keeper, which everyone was banging on about. Let's get a ball playing keeper. Let's get a ball playing keeper. Blah blah blah. I was never a fan of that ball playing keeper. Onana played for Ajax as well. Part of the Barcelona academy as well. So when you look at the pedigree of Onana, you can now question obviously why Barcelona didn't have him in their first team. And then obviously Ajax, mind if I say something to you? Onana is a name we shall not speak. Let's call him Mr. O. It's pain to hear his name, PTSD. Okay, just for Chief Herb, because he's a legend of the chat. I will mention Onana on the odd occasion because it's really good for the channel, and it's good for the algorithm to pick up the name. But for now, we can call him Mr. O. So I'm sorry, Chief. I do have to call him by his name. So Mr. O. So the goalkeeper, Onana. Sorry. Yeah. So pedigree. It's Barcelona. I know, mate. Yeah. Let's call him Andre. Andre. So Andre. Salim alaikum to you as well. Says hi. Hope you're doing really really well. So Trabzonspor, if I've pronounced that wrongly, I know who they are. I know the rough name of the team. My just pronunciation is terrible, absolutely awful. So, mate, I cannot. Yeah, I have no idea. My friend, welcome to the chat. Of course you are. Welcome here. I have no idea. What you saying, my friend? Yeah, but welcome to the chat. So Onana pedigree. So went to the Barcelona academy. Which country am I from? I am from the UK, from Essex, London, pretty much really. So Onana pedigree, very very peace upon you as well, my friend. How are you, young man? Are you okay? I am very well. Welcome to the chat. Chief Herb is a little bit of a legend as well in the chat. One thing that you will come to know about me is that I will read the chats, and as I say, everybody's welcome into the chat. I don't, but obviously Chief seems to. So Onana come through the academy, Ajax onto Inter Milan. So seemingly getting a good, decent ball playing keeper. Now, this obsession, there was this obsession, I think, through Pep with this ball playing goalkeeper playing out from the back nonsense. Now, my problem with that, and my problem was always, is that one of the fundamental things you need to be able to do as a keeper, and this is a bit like a striker. Thank you, my friend. I hope you are really well, and I will see you in a bit. So one of the fundamental things that I think that we forgot is that one of the jobs of a goalkeeper is to actually be able to save shots. So positioning shots, it's a bit like a striker. You've got lots of Turkish fans. They're nice. I've been in Istanbul and love the stray dogs there. They're well fed indeed. People are kind. Yeah. There are so many nations on here that are, that I'm very, very lucky. Very, very lucky. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise, mother flicker. Your dad is back. No idea. Yeah, no idea what you're talking about, mate. Not Spider-Man. No idea. No idea what you are talking about, my friend. If you wanna, elaborate on that, please do. So Onana, seemingly getting a ball-playing goalkeeper. As I say, this obsession with a ball-playing keeper. Ten Hag again. It's the Ten Hag effect. Buying his old players. Really, really easy to see now with hindsight, but at the time, we thought, many fans were getting on board with this ball playing goalkeeper. Now it's really, really funny at the time watching lots of channels, lots of people talking about this, and now they've almost absolved themselves of them being vocal about Onana. Sorry, brother, you're a really nice person. I feel so guilty. Look, mate, all I'll say is that as long as you come on here and are respectful, I don't think you comment. Look, you didn't actually swear, so it's all good, my friend. It's all good. Don't feel bad. I thank you for apologising. I super respect people that come on here with a sort of opinion that never been here before, and then you quickly come to know that actually we're not too bad on here. Scott says, you live again? Yes, I am. I'll go live when there's some news. And you sort of know me well, Scott, as well, that I wouldn't just come on live for no reason. I saw the Onana stuff and I just thought it's really, really fair to break the news. Lamens is great, but there's a slight problem with our set pieces lately. I've seen some of his play; it's quite concerning. Interesting. Well, all I can say on that, Chief, is that apparently we've scouted him well. So if we've made that mistake again, the club. So with Lament, apparently it was a decision by the committee that we have. So at least we can't blame that on one person. So apparently he's been really real slighted. You are the first person. How am I going to subscribe with having respect in my heart? Love. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. I mean, I really do. People I've seen saying at the moment I've posted it there, and people saying bullshit. I guess it has to come from Mark's mouth. People saying at the moment. Well, unless it, I get it, right, Scott. I mean, Mark, look, there are people who Maguire is better than De Ligt in those scenarios, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, people who you can't you don't have a platform. In fact, you don't have two platforms, one with 2 million and one with 1 million, unless people tend to follow on every word that you say. So yeah, unless it comes out of someone's mouth, that then people trust who they trust, right? So Onana, pedigree. And the thing is, though, Scott, there are channels like what you're mentioning there. There are certain people on that channel who were bigging him up. They were talking about how he's going to be this progressive keeper, and he's going to be this amazing keeper. And now certain people on that channel, no names will be mentioned. The person rhymes with Seth. As much as I like that person the majority of the time. I do think there are some bad takes. That person doesn't own it, on a really massive platform is for everyone there to see, and never owned it on the fact that that person was saying, oh, how he's going to be this amazing. I'm with you, Scott. One of my favorite mod here. So one of those people on there with a platform and a voice, and they've never owned it. So that slightly kind of bugged me slightly. I was never a fan of Onana and this ball. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that, Chief. As you know, legend, mate, absolute legend. So Onana, for me, I was never a fan of that. It is easier, Chief. It really is. Agree with you. I tend to not say stuff unless unless it's true, or what I think anyway. So Onana for me was never that guy. I think it was pretty obvious. I think the Champions League, that Champions League was awful. I think early doors it was quite obvious that Onana wasn't the guy. I think that was the Ten Hag effect. The more I see and hear about Ten Hag and what he did and has done, it's very difficult. Also, as well, I think Onana, what happened to a certain goalkeeper at this club, who I think the club absolutely screwed it over. He was a legendary goalkeeper. He'd been here for 10 years, and I think that the way that they treated him, I think the fans didn't like that to begin with. So, exactly. The big guy, the DDG, the way that they kicked him out was awful. So he was going to have a bad start. The only way that Onana was going to have a future really at this club, in terms of he had to hit this ground running at this club, and it didn't help. Clanger after clanger, the club weighed heavy. He was for me the best keeper in the world. I mean, I I never liked him, and it's not something that I just say no. If I did, I would have been all on that. Um, he wasn't for me. I was never hot on this ball playing keeper crap. For me, it was always can he save, and then maybe you can teach him to play out. From the back. I call it the Pep effect, and not only that, it was the jersey. The jersey weighs heavy on keepers. I know that I've five, and they're all off their tits. I love it. So Anana fighting the way that we got rid of the previous goalkeeper, the fact that he's pure. Exactly, the saves that he made were ridiculous. So we had to follow on from a keeper that I think we all, well, not necessarily me, but a lot of people underrated. And then only after he left that was when we saw what he actually was. And then quickly became apparent that we'd signed the wrong guy. So I don't think he understood the club. I don't think he understood, but then he then did. So Anana's time, I think, at the club has been a disaster. I think it's been an unmitigated disaster. Not even just in terms of the fact that he can't save. His positioning is all wrong. I think he's probably up there with one of the worst goalkeepers in terms of when you're looking at performances, impact, probably the points he's cost us, the money he's cost us as well. I think I saw it somewhere, and I'm not going to take the credit for this opinion. I've seen it out there. Is that the amount of money that he's cost us, not only in his wages, the fee, but also competitions. Premier League. The higher up the Premier League that you finish, the more cash you get. The more Champions League, the longer that you go in that as well. And Onana's cost us money. And then for me, the next, I think the probably the next black mark against his name. Again, I'm going to prefix this and say I'm not the biggest fan of this. Right, I'm not the biggest fan of when people are trying to get other people out and get people on their side. Okay, they almost besmirch their name. Right, they muddy the waters. They muddy a person's name. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I'm not. After the event, fine, but I'm more for one to keep play. To be fair, Onana has made a fair amount of blinders, but do you think this modern keep and playing out from the back is risky since we've trying to counter attack and then get smacked afterwards? Chief, that was going to be the next point, right? Was that nobody talks about the saves that he makes, but the problem is that, Chief, as well, is that the impact of all the blunders and the points it's cost us and the points that we've lost outweigh the good. And yeah, we can talk about the saves that he's made and some of the saves, to be fair, and have a balanced view. But I think, to be fair, for me and Chief, I can't disagree with that. And actually, Chief, I admire you for actually finding that to say about him. I'm not going to come out and say he's this these awful words about him. I just don't think he's great. But I admire the fact that you can come out and say some good things about him. I don't doubt that he's a nice person. I've heard him speak. It really seems like a really passionate guy. I quite like that. I think he's a good guy. Absolutely think he's a great guy. But we're talking about high level football at one of the biggest clubs in the world, and I think his mistakes outweigh the good stuff, which I think is sad. So I think maybe he's a victim of coming to the club at the wrong time. I think he's the wrong type of keeper. I agree. I've never liked this playing out from. I don't mind playing out from the back, but I've never liked this ball playing goalkeeper crap. Like this ball playing goalkeeper crap without being able to save first. I think number one is basically like saying you can have a striker who is a link up striker, right? He's really good at heading the ball down, hold up play, doing all that stuff. But ultimately, I want a striker who's going to score goals. Like you can have these wingers who are good, at sprinting back. They're good at taking on players. But if their product at the end and a cross isn't great, what's the point? Like this is this is the whole point. You've got your positions, and you need to have your key attributes. Having a centre back who's good with the ball, can play out from the back, who's good with his feet, can ping a 50-yard ball, put it on a penny. That's great. That's fantastic. But if you can't header, if you can't clear a ball, if his positioning is bad, then what's the point? Like all that extra stuff is just extra stuff, right? That extra stuff makes you world class, right? I'd rather people in positions that can actually do the position that they're trying to do. So yeah, it's great to have a goalkeeper who can play out from the back. There's a reason why an Allison is world class. There's a reason why an Edison was a world class player, right? Um, those things are nice, but I'd rather a goalkeeper who can just do the simple things, right? So Onana for me could never do that. The price tag. No, is it exactly that, Chief. Big up JB to Danny. Thank you, my friend. If we had DDG last season, we would have had. Agree with you. Scott, I apologise to Bobby. I need to. I've had a look, but I can't see. Can't see. It might come up in a bit. So once I'll give it another hour, and then I'll sort it out. Yeah, I did apologise to Bobby, and I've apologised on stream. So as I said to him, this is why I need moderators, because I'm an idiot, basically. But knowing, um, so David played there with similar sort of play, had me maybe thinking he wasn't bad as Ineos think. That 7-0 define David as a keeper. To me, he's the best since Van der Sar. I agree. But the problem with him as well, Chief, is that there were some people in our fan base who were too young or quite young at the time to remember his start. His start was dreadful. He had an awful time of it. I remember when he signed, Fergie said, "You're like the number one. You're coming into this squad and you're playing." Right? Admittedly, he did have some good players around him, but he made clangers. I mean, he made some absolute clangers. He had defenders targeting him. I think he weighed about 9 stone wet. He was like tall, but he was a really slim guy. Defenders were pushing him. Defenders were like had him on toast. But Ferguson stuck through it, and then he stuck through it and knew that he had the confidence. I mean, his confidence must have been shaken, right? His confidence was absolutely on that floor, but he knew he was playing, and he played him like out of form. Now, Onana, he played every game, and that's how you know that Onana is crap, because he couldn't play himself into any form. No authority, made the team really, really nervous. Absolute. Just in my opinion, a dreadful goalkeeper. Onana wasn't an upgrade; it was just an expectation. Agree with you. I'm winning Serie A, so I get why Ineos. Chief, agree with you. Agree with you. That's why I said it at the very start of the show. If you look at the pedigree, right, Chief. So he come through at the Mestalla. And then he went to Ajax, went to Inter. In fact, when he was at Ajax, he was in the Ajax team, I believe, that I think Spurs just beat. So they got to the semi-final. And Onana was in goal when Spurs just beat them with that last minute goal. So I'm sure Onana was in goal for that semi-final when Ajax were basically about to go through to the final. I think. And then Inter Milan, he got through to the final. So I completely get why they signed him. But ultimately, they obviously didn't do the homework because Onana suddenly doesn't just become bad. So they clearly didn't do the homework, or they were obsessed, with a ball playing keeper in a team that couldn't play out from the back. And ultimately, I think that's probably what was the downfall. Is that we thought we were going to suddenly play out from the back, and we couldn't. All right, so Joseph says, look at what Matic said about him against Lyon, causing drama in a very important. Exactly. Zone It Up says, the market is experiencing shortages of keepers. My BI team has been without a keeper for 2 years. We tried Patrick Sequeira from Casapia and Everson from Minaro. I agree with you, mate. I think there's a transition in goalkeepers right now. I think there's this thing where are goalkeepers ball playing keepers? Are goalkeepers supposed to be goalkeepers? You know, are they supposed to be a mixture of the two? Should they be? You almost are asking a goalkeeper to have the ability to basically be an outfield player as well. So I agree with you. I think goalkeepers need to. I think somebody needs to come in and grab the goalkeeper position by the balls and say, look, this is how goalkeepers should be playing. Almost like every era. People forget. People forget. You had people like Oliver Kahn, Schmeichel. I'm trying to think who else there was, sort of like around that time, who were goalkeepers who made that position themselves, and then people tried to replicate that position. So Schmeichel, I'd say, was a very progressive, very, very good with his feet, very good with his hands, but commanded his box, was a very commanding guy. And then then you had like Khan, and then you had the likes of Paliuka, and then you probably had the likes of Casillas as well. So Casillas was another type of goalkeeper. That kind of time came and went. So somebody like a Barthez as well was that sort of. I mean, because Barthez was barely 6 foot. I think he was 5 foot 11. But again, very athletic, very very quite a decent goalkeeper. But then, of course, you had the likes of Seaman as well. So then you sort of had that transition into big frame keepers. You had Seaman in goal. Then you had like a Begovic, a Jaskalainen as well, Friedel, James, those sorts of keepers as well. And then you obviously had the likes of like a Van der Sar as well. And then again, it kind of moved on as well. So goalkeeper. So in every era, you had a certain type of keeper that grabbed that position and said, "Look, this is how you guys should play." And then these keepers then all sort of followed suit. Now you have this weird transitional style where nobody really knows. Keepers are too. What's the word? I think they're very erratic in terms of one can stop. This is why Alisson is very, very good, is because he can do it all. Alisson is very, very good because not only is he a sweeper keeper, he can actually save things. He can actually play out from the back as well. So Alisson is that rare one that's a very all-round keeper, and that's why he does so well. So we are lacking goalkeepers who have a defined playing style now. Nemanja does random things. Hey, my stream aired at 5 a.m. in India. Thank you, my friend. As you please gift some memberships, I would be extremely sad. I'm not a member. Also, my friend, I would do, but again, I'm having to stream on this, so I don't think I can gift anything out on here, mate. I absolutely can't. The next time I will come on here, mate, I will do something. I will. Some say that Edison was also on the radar. I don't disagree. I would have taken Edison. I remember when he first played For United, he was absolutely terrible, and then turned to the best keeper in the world. Exactly. Please gift me now. I'll become a member, mate. I can't. I would, but right now I can't. I can't do anything. I really can't, my friend. But I will at some point. True, the pedigree, but ended up being exactly. Hi guys, I'm going to play football pitch. Is ours. United handing Le Mans 31 is diabolical, given that's Matic's own number. It's like a slap to Onana. I would take the number 1 off Onana. Exactly, I'd rip it off his shirt, mate. Van der Sar was ledge. He was. Yaskalainen, that guy was crazy. I remember his saves. He was brilliant. Finnish goalkeeper, absolutely fantastic. Dr. Ali, out of context, mate, have you ever been told you're absolutely spitting image of Steve Jobs? Well, I'm not, am I? If you look at Steve Jobs and you look at me, we don't look alike. But thank you. I'm so sorry that you're my biggest fan. I love all your content. Stream today is not the greatest. I love all your content today is not the greatest. I'm so sorry. I love your biggest fan. I love all your content. The stream today is not the greatest. Nothing I can do about that, my friend. Not much I can really do about that today, my friend. Onana is relying on playing really to get into that squad. I don't know enough about Cameroon to know if they've got other players who can come in. But yeah, so that's really it, guys. Really, really quick one. Can't really say too much more on it. I'm not gonna stay on here just for time. England playing, so guys, go and feel free to watch that shower of poo. I'm gonna watch the game as well, but yeah, feel free to go and watch that England. I can't believe that Rashford's playing. On a different note as well, Rashford is playing today. I've started seeing that Hansi Flick is not happy with him. Hansi Flick says that Rashford needs a mentality change to play for the club. I don't disagree. Do not disagree. I think that Rashford is obviously, reeling from whatever. And I've seen a load of X posts about him as well. So yeah, keep a watch out. So Rashford, I do hope he scores today. I do hope he does well, because it just means that we're going to bank next season. So yeah, so England are playing. Good luck to them. Hopefully England will win, and because then most people will be happy with that as well. So good luck to them. I'm going to say goodbye, guys. Just a really, really quick one today. The man who does random things is not happy with the show today. I do apologize for that. You can't win them all, and every show that I do can't be an absolute winner. So for those of you who didn't enjoy the show today, the quick live free show, I do apologize. But I'll be back if anything does break. If Onana, if we get like a here we go with that, I will jump back on again, just to let you guys know. And see what chats we've got. Bobby, I'm the first mod to subscribe. Bobby, I apologize, mate. Let me get back in here. I've missed loads. Okay. This before I go. Casillas, I personally think a keeper that is balanced in both ball playing and so exactly, I agree. Pepe Reina, check. Exactly that. So Buffon as well, yeah, absolute legend. I remember him playing for Parma. He was fantastic. Buffon has got to be him. Lemen, he's a very old keeper. I'm back. Sorry, Bobby, mate. I can only apologise. Bobby's back. Yashin, those were my goats. Sheen who, bro's name sounds so mythical. And Miss Speed says hello, my friend. He was fantastic. I think United want a new midfielder. Barella, I don't think he'll come though. Probably do. I think. How old is he now? I think he's about. Is he what 26? 27. I'm the first mod subscriber to be muted on YouTube. Bobby, mate. Sorry, mate. Hello from Germany. Yashin was Yashin 60s. Yashin was a Hungarian goalkeeper, I believe. Max Beckman, hello. I'm from. You're from Germany. You are welcome here. I've forgotten another Khan. Exactly, absolute legend. I can't remember, but he's the only keeper to have won it. Look on YouTube, Chief. Yeah, Yashin was from Hungary, I believe. So our big bro scored a goal now. Very, very good. All right, check him out. I'm Paul from Ghana. Hello, Paul. Hope you're doing really well. Thank you, JB, for the short update. No problem. No problem, JB. Yes, the only keeper to win the Ballon d'Or. Yeah. Yashin, yeah, I'm sure he was Hungarian, I think. Check him out. So, guys, Bobby, thank you. 60s, then nope, I got to ask my grandpa, then my dad isn't even born during that time. I think I'm fine. And you please, I'm very, very well, Kawashi. Yes, Yashin, I think he's late 60s, 70s, I think. I'm sure he's a Hungarian keeper. I think in the same team as Puskás, I think. Chief, mate, I feel you there. My grandpa passed away 3 years ago. Legend. You know, it's still yeah, it's still not great, is it? Yeah, it's I miss him every single day. I mean, he taught me everything that I knew about football and this club. You know, yeah, I miss him every single day. So I feel that. Kawashi, yeah, mate, I'm with you. Yeah. Yes. So back at you, my friend. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna end the show there. Yeah, I do miss him, brother. Do you know about Gaddafi? Are we talking about the Colonel? Because I'm not gonna get into all that. That's not my channel, mate. That's not what this is about. We don't do political stuff on here. Yeah, I do know about him. We're not going to get into all that on here, my friend. This is definitely not the platform for that. I do know about him from Kenya. Thank you. So Newton, you're very welcome. Appreciate that, my friend. I'd say even if you like the channel just for the chat, this chat makes me laugh so much. It is hilarious. Really, really amazing. I'm very, very lucky. You know, even though I ban people sometimes, they still come back. You know, sometimes I even manage to ban the mods for absolutely nothing at all. They still come back. Liam says, hello. Oh, no political scene. I will remember being a brother. Look, it's not I'm not political. I am wised up in the world. You know, I'm not political on here. I'm, you know, I am educated. Yeah, I am educated. I know about this stuff, but this is not a platform for that. This is more about, you know, let's just exactly. Thank you, Scott. As I will always say on here, go back to the start of the stream. I am not a dictator of the chat. I'm not the Gaddafi of this chat. I will. Doesn't mean what I say is law. It's just I am just the mouthpiece of this community at the moment. Doesn't mean I speak for everybody. I speak, and I will always give you time on here as well. My all-time favorite is General Wadeen, aka Sacha Baron Cohen. the dictator. Exactly that. Legendary. So, guys, I am going to go. I'll let you go and watch England or whoever you're going to watch. JB is more of what in the fact that I hide in like holes and stuff like that. You're more of a Saddam. Yeah, I am. You know, so what? You know, who cares? I'm kidding. But Chief Webb, who's not a dictator, West, he was bad. Yeah. Frustrating. There is no buy option. Yeah, Neil. I mean, I don't know unless more things have come out since then. At the moment, I don't know. Onana, it's really frustrating, Neil, that Onana hasn't agreed to it yet. So we need to just wait and see if Onana does agree to the deal. Trabzonspor seems like they need a keeper. I think Onana should go for his playing time. The one thing I don't know is if there is if there's another Cameroon keeper that can oust him. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. I am going to have to. I'm going to put you on a timeout. This time, I'm going to put the right person on a timeout. There you go. Timeout. Political stuff. Maybe at some point, maybe we can talk about that, but we're not going to do that now. Do you think we'll try for Believe It In? Yes, I do, Neil. The previous show was obviously a breaking news story. Apparently, there's a gentleman's agreement. Not that I really do. Sorry, guys, I'm just really uncomfortable. Do I believe that there is really an agreement? I don't. I've just reported that there is a source out there, probably Heinz ketchup or like HP sauce. No, do we try for him? I think we've got the money to try for him, but whether we will or not, that is a different question. So I would say keep one eye on it. I definitely think we'll go back next season for him. But let's see. I think Chief is right. I think Chief is absolutely right. I think if we don't get him in the next window, then let's see what happens. Guys, I am going to go now. Absolutely. I might be back tonight. Maybe I'll see what I can do. Go and watch England. I'm expecting a big score today. If not, then it's almost a failure, really. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, evening, whatever you do, guys. Legend of the chat. I mean, guys, Chief, Neil, so Bobby, welcome back. Apologies, Scott, who else we got in there? Liam, Newton, Kawashi. Don't want to leave anyone out. Shoraj, Max, thank you, my friend. Amir Speed. Oh, man, there's loads of you now. Frog Z, the man who does random things who didn't like the stream today. Sorry, my friend. Dr. Ali, Techers. What else we got in here? Zona 8, Joseph, Danny B, of course. Anyone else? If I forget to mention you, I do apologize, guys. So, yeah, I will try and be back tonight. I may not do one. Did you see JB huge gold butt plug behind him? Yeah, none of your business. What I do with my butt plugs on my time off stream is up to me. So, oh, Scotty cracked me up. I guess if Nana goes, then B&D will be go for the derby. I don't know. Be staggered if Lemens went in after 3 days with the team. Let's see. So I'm off. I'm going to watch England and use my gold butt plug. And of course, I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. See you soon. It was all a good joke. Exactly, Scott. Exactly, mate. But a good butt plug is no joke. And on that note, I'll see you guys extremely soon. Take care all, and see you on the next one.